It's great to be here to celebrate such an important occasion. On behalf of all the players, a big thank you to Andrew, to John, to everyone at the Sydney Swans Football Club, our board, the Premiership players and inductees tonight, as well as our corporate partners, including our principal partner, QBE, and major partners, Citi and Volkswagen, who are sponsoring the event tonight. To all our loyal and passionate supporters, here and at home, thank you all for your continued and unconditional support. We again will strive to make you proud to be part of the Swans family. I'd firstly like to state that I'm incredibly proud and honoured to be representing this club as captain in 2017. To lead this team is a huge responsibility, a challenge that I'm very much looking forward to. In my 7.5 years at this club, I've had the fortune to play alongside some of the game's great players. In addition, and more importantly, I've had the privilege of coming to work every day with some great people that have taught me so much along the journey. And this extends far beyond the walls of the SCG and the players and the coaching staff. I'd like to echo John's sentiments regarding Jared and Kieran and thank them for their support and ongoing support and guidance throughout their time as captains and beyond. They both represent to a T what this club is about. As a leadership group, there are 8 of us again this year. And albeit our different roles, I can't stress enough our strength in numbers. I take great confidence going into 2017, knowing that the leadership team we have in place is undoubtedly the best in the business. Tonight we are joined by 9 new Swans and their families. I would like to welcome you here and to the Swans family. Congratulations. You should be extremely proud of being here tonight and the way in which you've conducted yourself to the club thus far. To the families, in my opinion, it's simple. Your boys are in great hands. Our club has an abundance of resources here at their disposal to help develop them as players and, more importantly, as people. And to the boys, if I can offer you one piece of advice, it would be this. Use them all. Give everything you've got to this club in every facet, and in return, you shall receive it all back, tenfold. It is important that as players, we never forget that it is not a given right, but an incredible privilege to be able to wear the jumper. That we represent a rich and proud tradition. Many players and families that have given their all for this football club on and off the field. We have been fortunate that the custodians of the Sydney Swans before us have been tremendous examples. I can recall vividly being here at my first Guernsey presentation back in 2010. I was in complete awe of the club and the passion and pride in which the players received their jumpers. I recall Brett Kirk standing in this very position, tearing off his suit, revealing the Sydney Swans jumper underneath, not unlike Clark Kent revealing himself as Superman. And in my eyes at the time, that is who he was. I recall Craig Bolton and Adam Goods, in more recent times, Jared and Kieran, displaying the same amount of passion and leadership as they not only described, but showed what it meant to represent this football club. Coming to training and watching guys like Jude Bolton, Ty Kennelly, that gave their all every session. Playing us alongside guys like LRT, Marty Matner, that no matter what, would give their all for the side, put the team first, and do whatever it took to get every last ounce of effort out of their bodies. These names mentioned, and many that I have not, will always remain people that I respect and look up to, that I will be grateful for showing me the path to success. We are reminded often, and so we should be, of the legacies left before us, and tonight's a fantastic example. The South Melbourne Bloods, the transition to Sydney, the 2005 legacy, and that of 2012, and the names I mentioned before. When I reflect on the legacies left behind, I'm conscious of two things. Firstly, it is important that we never forget where we came from and how we got here, as well as the fabric that makes this club great, because some things will never change. Yet, sometimes when we reflect on the past and the great players and people that have come before us, we may think, how can we replace a Brett Kirk, an Adam Goods, a Jude Bolton? Has their standards grown with time to a height unattainable? If I'm honest, there are moments where that has crossed my mind. However, what quickly takes its place is this. When I think of guys that I looked up to before and everything they represented and how I felt, and I look beside me tonight, I can guarantee you that the feeling is no different. Instead of watching in awe at Brett Kirk and Adam Goods, I feel the same as I look to Jared McVeigh, Luke Parker, Dan Hanbury and Lance Franklin. Instead of being inspired by LRT and Marty Matner and Jude Bolton, I'm that and more of Nick Smith, Heath Grundy, Dane Rampy and Kieran Jack. I've mentioned these names as I've had the pleasure of seeing them week in, week out over the last 7 years. The same could be said for a number of our younger guys standing beside me that are showing the same amount of commitment and drive in order to succeed. And instead of doubt, I'm filled with excitement, enthusiasm, and above all, belief. It gives me great pleasure to say that we are now the custodians of this great club. It is now our responsibility to leave our mark, to forge our own path, and to leave our own legacy. We won't shy away from this challenge. On the contrary, we will stand together and we will meet it with everything we've got. In everything we do, we're striving to get better. The onus is on us. We take responsibility for our actions and onus over our behaviours. We understand that this is a ruthless environment. Our journey will not be easy. The competition is not getting easier, and the game is certainly not getting easier. Success will only come at a cost. To quote from a book that I was reading only last week, it goes, "You have to be the best, and if you're not, you have to want to be. You have to want to play for the best team, and if you don't, then what is the point of being here?" It couldn't ring more true for us right now. We've been a great team for many years, constantly setting high standards for ourselves. However, despite our success on the field, in our eyes, in the players' eyes, there's really only one measure to determine whether we are the best: the Premiership Cup. And that is what we are here for. So to the team of 2017, be prepared for the journey. It started in November, but it's only the beginning. Embark on this journey knowing that you will have 45 teammates, brothers, there with you to support you, to challenge you, and to push you further than you think you can go. You have a coaching staff and support staff here to do the same. We are in this together, and we are here till the end. We are the hunters, and we are hunting our own legacy. In closing, as we're about to begin the 2017 season, I want to reiterate the point of being the best. And this applies to our club as a whole. You have to be the best. And if you're not, you have to want to be. You have to want to be part of the best team. And if you don't, then what is the point? Why do I harp on this tonight? Because standing here alongside my teammates here, I believe with everything inside of me that we can be. Thank you, and bring on season 2017.